Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and hello there. Realised I just said that twice, but hey, we're going with it. This is the issue, you know, when you get like sort of into habits, you end up saying the same goddamn thing without even realising it. So I'm just getting the game ready here. We'll be live in about 5. Well, we're live now, but you know what I mean. Right, just need to move a save over. Still nervous. I mean, usually, not as nervous as I was last time. I mean, last time was definitely a nail biter, and then really, strange how it turned out, actually. Oh well. Should be very good, should be very good. So, who we got here, then? We got Kevin. You're making me some chips. You've already seduced me, so now take me, my baby. Hello there, no name spot. How you doing there, my friend? Thank you very much for the host there, appreciate it. Hello there, Off Matar. How you doing there, my friend? And we got Rochi. How you doing there, Rochi? Do go ahead and check out Roach's channel there, guys. Really good. Okay. Let's get going in just a moment here. Ooh, will new mayor hold? Oh, this is it, isn't it? We'll see. Okay. There we go, and now recording. So we'll get going in just a moment here. How you doing there, Battling Geezer? Good to have you, my friend. And Renna, how you doing there, my friend? Good to have you. Right, there we go. Gaze upon the desktop that dreams are destroyed by. Could do a turn the music down just a tad, actually. There we go. Fantastic. Yep, we'll be ready to go in just a second here. And jumping through my window is not fun. I'll just wait. What? Oh dear. Indeed, praise the rising sun. How you doing there, Carl? Good to have you, my friend. Okay, so we're looking for turn 10 today. Let's take a look. So turn 10. Gaming his way through history via historical. For God's sakes. I've been informed that apparently he started singing now, actually. I've been informed that THG now sings on his videos. Do not let him stop doing this. We've got to have like a bit of a competition on this one here. Do not let him stop. Do not let it stop. But before we do begin, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware. Now, we had a little bit of an issue that has since been resolved in regards to, like, really giving either myself or THG too much information. What I'm going to be doing in the future, and myself and THG will be we'll be really looking into, like, setting out some ground rules for the actual campaign, and then it'll give some structure to what isn't allowed and what is allowed. So just, yeah, letting you guys know about that. Once we do have the rules, then it'll be a lot easier to talk about. Okay, cooker is not in my house. That's amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look then at the save here. Now, we did have the unfortunate incident with the Fuso. That was really rather annoying. I did overreact, to be fair, but then again, it's understandable. It is bloody frustrating. But we'll see what results we agreed with this time. Ideally, I don't have another destroy my torpedo. That would be quite nice. Okay. Let's have a little bit of ara. 27th of January. Impressive, isn't it? Now, we do have 2 destroyers coming up, coming down from the Urals to escort the Shoho. We did hit the Triton pretty hard last time, so I don't think she'll be in Port of Rabaul. Probably nearby, limping home if she is even still floating. Further amphibious landings. Yeah, that would be the supply, I do believe, actually. Okay, what do we have here then? Torpedo does miss there. So these are the patrol boats that are moving in towards Kandari. And the thing is, these patrol boats don't, they're not worth too terribly much, but it's good to see. I suppose they're almost like sitting ducks, but not particularly really. They are still very useful. How you doing, Therefore? Welcome to the stream, my friend. How you doing, Infinite? Good to have you, my friend. Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is what I was trying to say here with the PBs. It's like it does actually reveal the submarine presence over here. Yeah, he has got a lot of submarines in the area. I mean, once we can actually get some aircraft over here, that'd be very nice. We do have the G4s from the Baldoir actually running the naval search. It does give us a decent amount of intelligence, but that's more so in the day. Let's see, air night strikes, none of those. Do we move to the air, sort of the night phase? I-22 there, a little bit of flotation damage. She doesn't look to be too far away. Tambor torpedo misses at Wake Island. I believe this would be the second patrol boat that has arrived at Wake Island. And yeah, here we go. So we can see why the Ansuyus are so goddamn useful. Yep, there we go. She's taking a little bit of water here, actually. Oh, she's leaking fuel oil now. That's actually really good. That'll actually reduce her range. So that's actually going to bring her endurance down a little bit, which is very good there. Shortens her time on station just a tad there. And potentially we might be able to get some more hits in the future there. Looks like we're moving through the night phase here. Yep, there we go. End 12-hour phase. Interesting, we haven't seen no cruiser dashes. We did lose track of what we think was the Hermes. I mean, it's got to be the Hermes. And the Naval Task Force in the Dutch East Indies. Okay, our forces are moving there. Okay. I believe this would be a Dutch. Kahuka Maru has just moved into the area. Escort abandons the search for the submarine. Right, and O21 does actually hit the patrol boat there, which is unfortunate. But these are very low in VP value. So she may yet survive, but it's not the end of the world. At least it does reveal the presence of the submarine O21 here. Yeah, the issue is the fact that this is in deep water. So I don't think we'll have much in the way of success. He does have a large amount of submarines in this area. Yeah, better a PB than an oiler, definitely. I'd agree with that one. Any day of the week. These are the smaller ends as well, so they're not the be-all end-all. Yeah, she does go down there. Looks like we're reacting to these submarines there. It must be the actual task force carrying the division there headed for the Baal and then for destroyers as well reacting. Okay, I did set some G3s as well, so let's see how that goes. I've only set a small amount of them to actually attack, so I don't want to have too many of them. G3 should be flying out from Bataan as well. Yeah, looks like they spotted them, reported hits. We do see something there by Palawan, that's interesting. How you doing there, Sal? Good to have you, my friend. Yeah, 2 submarines over there by the Urals, or potentially 2 submarines. He tends to move them sometimes in like packs of 2, which is interesting. D3... Ooh, we actually hit the Gar there, supposedly. Not too much there, Sal, not too much. We did have a patrol boat actually get torpedoed, unfortunately, but... oh well. It looks like the battleships have made it to Kendari. Right, moving into airstrikes. Right, so we're actually sweeping over here at Ichang, which is interesting. Nothing detected over there. It looks like the weather's kind of bad. Right, here we go. Right. Interesting that we don't have anybody there to escort, but it looks like they moved past them. AM Finch. Yeah, hard to hit these targets, which is why we're using bombs, really. Yep, here we go. Wow, that is a big sweep over Singapore, and interestingly enough, you know what, I've never actually had these sweeps coordinate. I think this is the first time I've actually seen a sweep coordinate. So can you imagine, had he had a combat air patrol up there, he would have been greeted by 67 zeros. I think he's going to be quite nervous about this now. But that's very interesting. It looks as if he's actually stood down his combat air patrol. Yep, we are sending in bombers here. Only 7 of them, and we wanted to go in just light here, just see how it reacts. We can see that we do have 40 nades there running the escort, which is very good. Okay, so 1 hit on the airbase, but this is where we begin. We'll be able to increase the amount of bombers as well. Ooh, that's a lot of Oscars, okay. Well, it looks like we've actually figured out where the H-81s are, so we'll concentrate our air power against this area. I'm a little bit worried now, because it looks like we'll be flying in the bombers as well, so this could be dangerous. See what the results are. Okay, 2 are destroyed. It looks like we don't lose anything ourselves. Yeah, a little bit worried about my bombers going in there, but I don't think the weather's going to work out, but we'll see. They may yet go in. But we know where his H-81s are now. I don't know whether they're based. Yep, here we go. 20 responding. Oh, we do have a couple there. At least got some fighters, but this could be very bloody, actually. Yeah, it looks like we lost a lot of Ki-27s there. Yeah, maybe having them on sweep probably wasn't the best idea, actually. Yeah, that was quite a lot destroyed there. I think it was a nice idea having the 43 sweep, but I think, yeah, we could have done with them there, really. Well. Not too bad overall, at least we know where they are. Yeah, these, it's not too bad, really. The 21s there, the ones that are worth something. These Knights, well, the 27s, yeah, the Ida, not too bad. Okay, hitting baton. So yeah, we'll have to run the 43s then in escort over the bombers. I don't think there was really much in the way of competition over here. But then again, this is it. It's like we've been trying to find where his H-81s have been, and they just pop up there. So, well, it reveals their presence now. I mean, they're not bad, but they're okay to escort bombers if there's no real opposition, just to make sure they do have escort. There we go. So we flew in there about 6,000 feet. We do take a little bit more damage, but we do inflict casualties there. Oh, I should have read that one, actually. Didn't mean to skip that. Yeah, there we go, more casualties inflicted. Okay. Yeah. Okay, looks like we are getting in through now. It doesn't look like his actual aircraft are over here. Well, we've done a lot of damage to the actual airfield over time, so we'll be hitting troops in the near future. What we're looking to do is cause a sufficient amount of damage to the actual airbase, just so that he can't repair it all at once and continue to build fortifications. So we'll take a look at what the damage is. Right, Hudson's approaching. Yep, here we go. Unescorted bombers withdraw, but looks like some Hudsons are still going in over here. Look at those F1M2Ps. Oh my god, that is the first time I've seen those bad boys out there. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, look at them go. Right, we should have some Zeros arrive here shortly as well. Interestingly, no 43s, the 1Bs, so it doesn't look like they're flying as of yet. I can't imagine he'll be doing too much over here with the actual Hudsons. He's not going to be carrying any sort of, like, torpedo ordnance, I don't think. Come on, we need the actual Zeros to get in here. Yeah, but they just don't have the actual firepower to go against bombers like this. Okay, come on, Zeros. There we go, now we've got some Zeros in. They're coming in very low here. See, immediately the Zeros do make a difference due to their cannons. Hudson damaged. 0 damage. 0 guns jammed. One more 0 joint. In fairness, our planes are a little bit fatigued at the moment. But it's these Zeros that are going to be doing the killing. Oh, look at the F1M2s. Look at them go. I mean, these Hudsons are putting up a decent fight. It's just the fact that we don't have the Zeros here. Had the Zeros been responding immediately, then this would have been over by now. Now, actually, yeah, they're taking a lot of damage here. Come on, just let the Zeros do it. Let's just speed this one up slightly. Wow, they actually make it through. Jesus. They were actually very lucky there. No damage inflicted. We did damage them. Okay. Right, now the Zeros are actually here. Need them to actually shoot them down. Yeah, defensive fire is one of these things. Like, Japanese aircraft are very good. Well, for the most part, some are very good. It's just, I don't know, my god, they don't seem to be doing very good here today, do they? Jesus Christ, come on, guys. It might be the low altitude, perhaps? Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. We finally do shoot down to them, but that was really painful to watch. Jeez, that was actually really painful to watch. You'd think they'd do a lot better, but it's just the fact that the A5M4s really don't have that firepower. Yeah, it really does just tickle. It's just rifle caliber, isn't it? It's not going to do very much damage unless you actually hit something worth hitting. Yeah, okay, our Oscars decide to go over there. Okay, that's unfortunate. But at least we know what to expect now. And Operations PM. Let's see. We are hitting the ships over here. Doesn't look like they're being intercepted, which is very good news. So what we are going to do then, G1M1 Betty damaged by flak. But we are hitting the submarines. I did regain some decent information in that area as well, at the Sulu Sea. Hitting the PT, supposedly. PT. Yeah, APD supposedly hit there. I don't think it's an APD. MTB being hit there, supposedly. 3 submarines in that area. Oh, cool. Maru's been followed there. I'm hoping that my reconnaissance has flown here. Okay. Yeah, that's a much better escort there. Only one P-35A. Can we just shoot that down for the love of God? Yeah, his engine cuts out. There we go, finally. We've got to do this. We've got to clear them out now. No allied losses either, but, yeah. She's not going anywhere now. Allied aircraft still over survive. We do see some, ships actually moving. Just saw some ships there, just south of Borneo. Near Tarakan, actually, so we'll have to check that out. Well, do we think Noumea will fall today? I don't know. We'll see about that. We are attacking Noumea with all of our forces again today. If we do not break it today, we're going to rest the most weary unit and then go back. To try to talk about a connection. How you doing there, Paul? Good to have you, my friend. Yeah, I'm not really impressed by Combat Air Patrol lately. We take a few losses from the H-81s, but the H-81s are definitely the best he has, really. So the sooner we figure out where they're actually based, the better. We'll have to do reconnaissance, but they have to be based somewhat close by. So what we'll do then is we'll look if we have any reconnaissance that picks up where they are. And then we'll go and hit them. Okay, moving into the land phase. I imagine the bombardment to Changsha. Yeah, getting good at predicting this now. Interestingly, he's got a construction regiment over there. That's a waste of time. Chinese base force, cavalry corps, a lot of infantry corps over here, but they're not especially powerful. The 99th is probably... No, the 59th... 99th... 74th, they're not bad. The rest are really losing a lot of traction here. It's going to be a lot better once we have additional artillery arriving. So it looks like he's actually moved this unit over here, which is interesting. They're moving towards Changsha. Well, that's very good. That's very good. And if we push onto here and then force them to retreat to Changsha, that's absolutely fine by me. Works for me. And what breaks first, Noumea, your army? We've got enough troops to just... we can completely grind Noumea into the dust. We have... Well, we have the troops to do it. We are losing casualties, but it's one of these things that, well, we're not going to be able to take the base if we don't. We've got to fight for it. I could rest, but that means he's going to build up the force. It's going to give his men time to rest. We've got to do it. We've got to keep fighting. We'll rest the men, we'll rest the worst affected unit, but we've got to keep fighting each and every day. I think, well, the issue is it's like, the disabled, they can't attack, but they can defend still, so it's a difficult one, really. Yeah, cavalry. Okay, we'll see what the results are. We are doing some actual damage. Wow, yeah, look at that. So we do lose one gun here, but we actually do inflict 110 casualties here. And that's still the same gun, so you imagine when we actually get more guns in here. So 4 squads are destroyed, 2 disabled, 1 disabled here. Yeah, that's very good there, 110 casualties. As we bring in more artillery, this is going to get even worse for him. Right, here we go. Deliberate attack at noon now. Attacking with everything here. This 61st Naval Guard is in no fit condition, so we'll see how they do. The 84th did very well recovering. The 4th Division, sort of your 4th Infantry Regiment is probably the next one to be rested. We'll see here. His forces aren't in a great state, but again, it comes down to the fact that he's got the disabled forces that are still contributing to the battle. I don't think we'll take it today, because I'm not going to get my hopes up, but we'll see. It'll eventually be crushed. Yeah, 61st taking a bit of damage there, 4th taking a bit of damage. 144th attacking. And it looks like the 4th Australian Brigade's just gone now. They've lost all sort of defensive firepower. 84th attacking. 61st attacking. 2nd Field Artillery. Come on, guys. 5th Mortar Battalion. We'll see. I'm not especially confident, but we'll see what happens here. I don't think it's going to go today. Nope. Wow. It is getting there now. Like you can see here, we've got 250 sword value, he's got 14. It's the sheer fact that his disabled squads are still defending, so yeah, I think it's going to fall. It'll fall soon. 330 casualties. We are losing vehicles now, but we have to keep it up. But you can see here then, 21 squads destroyed, 1 disabled, 4 destroyed, 27 disabled, 7 destroyed, 3 disabled, 4 destroyed, 1 disabled. It will crack. It will crack. Amazingly, they still have supplies. I would have thought they would have run out of supplies a while ago, but looks like he definitely got a decent amount in here. Disabled we can recover. Even destroyed we can eventually recover. We are losing victory points by fighting this battle, but then again, it's like I'm going to gain victory points from this, and we'll also gain the victory points of the base. Ultimately, I need to actually seize this base. The issue is there is a small worry because he is becoming more assertive in the south here in regards to the debacle that we saw over at Raoul Island. And, well, we see more submarines around this area as well. There very well could be, I don't know. I know he's kind of brave. He could potentially try to move something in here. Maybe a bombardment, so we've got to keep this up. Need to take the base. Yeah, well, this is it, yeah. And there's no way to take the base without losing somebody. It's impressive how well they've done. It really is impressive how well they've done. I didn't think they'd last anywhere near that long. I'd love to know why they're doing so well. I think it purely is just the fact of the amount of disabled that are still fighting. You know, like in the base force, etc. That's more than likely that. Well, the we know there's an AA unit. What else was that actually? Okay, no casualties over here, but we're just waiting on the artillery to arrive. Okay, so probably a good idea that we went for the bombardment. It's a small core. I could probably beat it, but it wouldn't hurt to potentially use some air power to soften them up. Right, so interesting turn, Ben, actually. We do lose a patrol boat, but we do sink, well, we do damage an AM. Thinking about actually attacking Wenkao any soon? Wenkao. Yeah, we'll be attacking, I'm waiting for the engineers to arrive, and then we're going to go with deliberate attack. So we do lose a few aircraft this time, which is unfortunate. Not too many that actually particularly matter. We need to figure out where the H-81s are based, and then once we destroy those, they're not going to be coming back anytime soon. As Japan, obviously we can replace our aircraft losses. The pilots are a little bit more difficult. Obviously we don't have an infinite amount of pilots, but we do have enough pilots. At least, we definitely have enough in 1941, you know what I mean? We haven't had catastrophic losses as of yet. The reason why we're doing our training as well is to really keep the actual experience of the pool on average higher. Which should help to offset in the future. The thing is, there's going to be vicious fighting over here for a while, and once that subsides, then the air power will have some time to recover. Okay, still need additional engineers over here. Where's my ASMR? Oh, soon. Wait, let me do it. I've got a little T-26 model here. So quiet. There you go. Did you hear the T-26 squeak when they thought it was turned there? There's your ASMR. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much for that, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be putting this replay up on YouTube, and there we go. We'll go through with the rest of the turn in just a moment. Yeah, we'll take a look at the air losses shortly. I'll just begin to upload this video over here. So what do you guys think, then? Could have been a better turn, but then again, still a good turn. Still a good turn. It's unfortunate timing with the K for the freeze, but so is War. What we'll do then is figure out where the H81s are, and then we'll redirect them over there. We can't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. Till we get it up. I mean, new Mayor holding out again. I mean, we are losing a few vehicles there, but I can replace a couple of vehicles. I mean, Japan isn't exactly known for having a huge amount of vehicles. It's not like we really have the opportunity to employ them. So it's a case of where they're doing okay. It's just they're employed in an area where they can't make full use of their abilities. Like, if this was an open terrain, it would have been significantly better results there. But it isn't. It's jungles. And it's rough. Well, rough as in, like, how it is. It is rough fighting there. Okay. Let's get this uploaded. I'll read the chat in a moment. I can't say at the moment. Assuming you guys actually put something in the chat, I don't know if you have or not. Right, there we go. Awesome. Right, okay. Okay, look at air losses. You have a look at that. THG says he's gonna make a movie about his troops in No Mare. I think he's making a lot of it. And I can understand why. It's one of these things, isn't it? Because it's like, he doesn't have really many areas where he's actually going to be able to hold out. Like Kagayan. To be honest, I could probably start fighting a Kagayan. I might just begin by just bombarding. I'd like some additional support there. But we'll see. It's rough terrain, which isn't great. But okay, we'll take a look at the air losses first and foremost then. It is unfortunate about the air losses, but it is what it is. Okay, I could probably do a little more AV there. I've got to be very close on that one. Okay, so today we lose 10 of them, but that's not massive losses. He does that. Wow, okay. He actually does. I mean, we didn't watch all of it because it was actually painful to watch. But he does actually lose 9 of them. That's actually really important. That's actually really quite big there. And you take a look at the fact that we lost 10 27s, but he lost 9. And these are actually much better aircraft. Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot to turn that. Whoopsie. There we go. Forgot about that. Well, yeah, there we go. I'm just saying, so we lost 10 Ki-27s, but we actually did shoot down 9 H-81s. That's actually really quite surprising. So 7 air-to-air, 2 there. We lose 2 Lilies, and that was to flak. Either to flak and air. Betty's to operational. Actually, not that bad. I honestly expected much worse than this. We do lose a HKL2, which is unfortunate. That's due to operational. D3A goes down. Looks like it was hit by... One of them was hit by flak, so it might have been that. A Zero's lost an air tower, which is impressive. Yeah, I mean, this is the issue with Japanese aircraft. It's just... They're fragile. They're good, but they are fragile. Okay. We'll go ahead and take a look at the forces of Numa. Yeah, I can imagine he probably is long-range combat, using long-range combat patrol. I can't imagine anything else really that he'd be doing. Okay, I mean, you take a look at this. We still have a lot of assault value here. I mean, it's still 233. We do have additional reinforcements on the way if they're even required. But let's go ahead and take a look at these guys then. So, 28 disruption. The issue is it's like they need some time to rest, but we still have 38 vehicles that are ready to attack. Let's see. Yeah, fatigue's getting quite high. Yeah, what we're going to do here then is rest the 61st. So they're going to stand down here. But they will break. They will break. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, I can imagine the defensive fire from the bombers really helped, but that was really quite big. Right. But they're not over here. Where are they coming in from? Honestly, I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I genuinely thought we were going to have much higher losses there. Possibly for a while, yeah, potentially so. So his forces are moving to the north there, which is actually the best case scenario here. Wow. Okay, so he's actually got more men over here than we saw last time, so it looks like they must have moved in there. He's moving men over here as well. That's still 2 units. I mean, obviously you can't reinforce this as easily. So, I mean, previously we thought this about 20-odd thousand men, but it seems it's increased. It looks like reinforcements have come in. Yeah, 20,000 men over here as well, but that's still not very much. 87 guns, 36 guns. He doesn't have a huge amount of guns. Like, bear in mind, in this force over here, we've got 288. Interesting. Okay. So that's all to follow. Good amount of planning, actually, now. As the 38th nears Canton, what we're going to do, once they get to about that point, we're going to have the artillery begin to move up this way. Kukong was complaining about lack of garrison. I could do getting a garrison over there, to be fair. I'm going to send this unit out, the 68th Independent. They can move over there to Kukong. Keep in mind, your recon and your info may simply be better. Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? And we definitely see this over here. I mean, that's a very interesting move. I mean, let's take a look at the terrain there. I mean, it's wooded, so... I mean, is he doing it, is he going to attempt to cross the river, or is he doing it to try and block us from crossing the river? But the thing is, it's like, I wouldn't... I mean, I considered it, but I don't think I'd cross here anyway. It's one of these of, well, you might as well go for the... You're in for the penny, you're in for the pound, you know what I mean? You might as well go for the target that you need there. I mean, this is it. It's like, once we took that, then I'd be able to move things via rail line for Kukong over here. Not that I really have anything over here at Kukong. It's good to see that we finally have this... Yeah, and it's 120-odd. I could probably take that. I mean, considering that we've got 3 fatigue here, 0 disruption, these troops have 50 experience, 90 morale. They're pretty good troops. I mean, these are Imperial Japanese as well, so they could definitely take them. We've got 38 guns. It seems they have 10, but I don't know how accurate that is. The 26th Engineer Regiment will be there. I mean, they're really making some good speed here, so maybe the turn after. 1st Independent Regiment moving as well. Oh, that's very good. I only thought I was sending 1 Engineer Regiment. Must be good about that one. Let's see. Yeah, we have hardly any issues there with disruption and fatigue. Let's see, how are our forces doing over here? We do have one... Well, we are a little overstacked there, so I could do moving some of these aircraft out, to be fair. Ooh, we're just on the border of the aviation support, but I do want to move them out. Ooh, we've got the nice monkey music. Yeah, so some of them are damaged. What I'm going to do then is combine the carefully with these once again, so we'll rebuild that unit. It is interesting that I swept over there. I wonder what was their decision behind that. But that's not too bad. To be fair, it may... I doubt... No, he's going to know that we're going to have them over here again. I wonder where they're coming from. What is the range of the H-81s, goddamn? Kind of relaxing music there, isn't it? Right, H-81s. A3's okay. Yeah, they are nice aircraft. They're basically the P-40 Warhawks, I believe. Maneuver's not exactly great. I mean, they've got a high service rating as well. They do have armor, which is surprising, actually. Well, surprising that we actually might potentially shot down some many. They've got a decent mileage there. 5 hexes, 6 hexes. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, obviously these numbers we have to take with a grain of salt, but if that is anywhere near accurate, then that's not bad at all, really. So let's see here, then. So he could be 5 to 6. Oh, P40B's okay. So 5 or 6 hexes away. That's 7 hexes. That's 5. He could be flying from here. He could be flying from Ichang. Can't fly from anything. Got detection over... I mean, I haven't got detection over here, so it could fly from here as well. I've got 1 out of 1, but... Well, 1 out of 1, which isn't exactly great. We know he's not flying from any of these bases. I don't know. I think he might be flying from here. We'll see. Okay. What do we have here then? Right, okay, so there's a single cargo ship over there, which is interesting. And we have made it out of here unopposed, which is nice. So... Your return to replenish. Why are you return to replenish? That doesn't make sense. The battleships have arrived, which is very good. So we're still unloading over here. But importantly, we do have some transports that are finished unloading, which is excellent now. And we stop the troops moving from the south. We stop the troops moving south from Changsha. No, we're still going to have the 3 divisions go south along with the armor. The reason being, I mean, I'm still moving the 104th just to take control of this base over here, because obviously then that will cut off the south end from the supply over here. And to be honest, in some ways, it's actually not too bad, really, because it might even eat into the supply if it's heading down here and obviously crush it. Okay. Supply Kandara, we'll take a look at that one shortly. Yeah, we're going to move those 3 divisions there to meet with the 104th. Obviously, the armor will be coming in as well. That's going to move. All the forces, well, basically the 3 divisions, so before divisions, the artillery, accompanied artillery that's already here, and obviously will come up from the 38th. And then the armor, they're going to be making a crossing over here at Henyang. And that's going to be our coup de grace. Can you show ship losses? Yep, sure. Last turn. So it's usually the Kyomuru, which is only 3 points. I can send my spies to find... Wait, they don't have ship. Oh dear. Yeah, it's only 3 victory points. It's 830 tons. And if we're being morbid, it's actually eaten a torpedo, so... Okay. Have any additional forces arrived in here? Yeah, additional forces have arrived. Excellent. I'd be very happy if additional armor had arrived. Additional artillery. Have they arrived, or is this just what was already here? This is probably what was already here, considering that'd be, yeah, 19th, 110th, yeah, 32nd Division moving south. Yeah, so these are what were already here then. Oh, I was hoping that we had some additional forces. So we're actually going to probably arrive here next turn. It's one of those. I mean, I could stop moving, but there's no point in stopping moving now. But it's good to see that he's moving to the north towards Changsha, not over here, actually. Yeah, ablative torpedo protection. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. Oh, dear. Quite happy with that. Yeah. It's a shame that we lose a ship, but then again, it could have been a more important ship that was lost, so it's one of these, isn't it? Okay. And to be honest, we could potentially consider an attack over here, but the engineers are not too far away now, so I might as well wait for them to arrive. I can't remember how long we've been, a week, 2 weeks? Definitely over a week, perhaps. The 3rd NCPC Infantry Brigade is going to be dealing with the war area headquarters over here. It's been there for a long time, might as well go deal with it. He might be getting some intelligence from it or something of that nature. Okay. I think I considered actually having these guys remain here, but they're already on the way back, so that's fine enough. We'll make use of them. Right, you've just arrived. Excellent. A lot of air power here. Well, aerial... Air Force engineers. I always say the wrong thing. It's a strong base, to be fair. There's a lot of assault value. It is my most important base, really, in central China. And it's nearly level 5 fortifications and wooded, I think? Or is it urban? Something like that. Okay. So this is good news. The fact that he's turning his men towards Changsha is very good news. He must really realise the situation that could be carried out here. I don't know if these men are spotted or not. And we'll take a look at our operations report then, shall we? Yeah, I-22. I need to go ahead and take a look at these guys. Supposedly 9 allied ships there near Lafoa. We'll take a look at that. It'd be very interesting if we actually did have a force moving in there. Yep, submarines near truck. Radio transmissions near truck. Obviously submarines there, more than likely. 1 allied ship there. Spotted, moving. Yeah, 10. And that's near Baldwarp. Kate spots Kendari. It's good to see that we've got a hit on the SS Gar. Yeah, attacking the Gar. Interesting as well, there was a B5N2 Kate, and obviously there's the D3A1 Vals have been assigned to the ASW. So we can see there, credited with kill number 2. Lieutenant Ishigari. Great name, actually. Yeah, crashes on return leg. Missing pilot reported killed. Grounded due to maintenance. Reported hit, very nice. Kahuku Maru was followed by Allied floatplane. Now we saw. Aircraft of the Clarks of Vi. So he's running reconnaissance from Cebu, I'd imagine. Right, there we go. 6 transporting the 9th Koi to Kendari, so we might potentially have some aviation there, if we're lucky. It'll not be much, but at least something would be nice. 15 L3Y2s are transporting the 4th base to Rabal. Right, transporting the 7th base force to Behoro. Oh, okay. So it looks like they must have moved what was actually there left that had not been loaded on the ships, and then they started moving supplies. So I can stand them down, which is good news. Or even potentially move something else. Ashigara takes E13A1 J replacements. Yeah, so these are replacements going in there. Very nice. More Oscars back in the pool. I'm going to have these garrison in the future once we have some available forces. Once we deal with the British bases within 3 hexes of Thailand, then the Thai forces are going to go back and basically just be garrisons. Can't use them for anything else according to house rules. A 250 kilogram bomb will persist into a submarine. I can imagine. Really hope so. The only time that very important airbase in China will be attacked is by B-29s. Yeah, I mean, my worry is the fact that there's about 160,000 Chinese up over here. I mean, there's another 160,000 Chinese, or something around about that. Definitely over 100,000. There's about 3 to 5 to maybe 600,000 Chinese in this sort of area here. So I do worry about that. The reason I'm fortifying it is is using supply, but it is a worry because I don't want to be caught out in a position where my division is potentially over here and I'm facing a big counterattack over here. It's unlikely to happen, it doesn't really have a supply to really carry out things like that, but he may attempt to nonetheless. Okay, I could do moving forces from the actual coastline over here. Right, Maya is making her way home. Ideally, I mean, we don't see any submarines around here. Let's see, Dinas. They're running naval search as well, so there may not be any submarines here as far as we're aware. Radio reports, yeah, we'll take a look at those. San Diego. Maybe the Cowries, maybe something else. I think he gets new battleships, or he'll get some sort of maybe heavy cruisers, maybe battleships or something. I've seen on some AARs on the actual forum that some people do send their assets back to back to the United States to undergo repair, so that could be very likely. Calcutta, San Francisco, Nome, Shaoyang. Hilo. Not seeing anything here that I can actually directly attack. Okay. Yeah, I honestly expected him to be running out of supplies by now. But he's getting to the point now where his forces are just completely spent, so there will be a point at which they do crack. And if we take a look at the actual combat report... We did get 2 hits on the Tombow, which is very nice there. We didn't see the Triton, so it looks like she's been forced out of area. Actually, it might have been the 43s I engaged. Yeah, we did shoot down 2 in this, and we actually didn't. Supposedly, yeah, we actually didn't lose an Oscar here. That's actually really, that's really quite a good result there. So they were flying. About 20,000 feet there. 20,000 feet, 0 to 15,000 feet. So about 20,000 feet, 15 to 20,000 feet. I did speak with THG as well, actually. We have decided to go for something of a house rule in regards to, like, altitude bands. Like, you can go as low as you like, but you can only go 1 band above the most maneuverable of your aircraft. We were discussing it, we're thinking it's a bit weird if you, like, limit aircraft to having a, well, being limited to their most maneuverable band, because if obviously you go higher, but obviously that punishes you throughout the entire war. It's like, they would go lower. Going higher is one of those where it's a little bit less likely. So we've gone for like the 1 over, and below doesn't matter. I'd love to know if this stage of his forces went out. I mean, the good news is also we did take a bloody nose. We had a bloody nose given to us at Wankow. So when we do actually take the city, that's going to be quite nice. It does have a decent amount of men in there as well, so that'd be some nice victory points. But again, Chinese aren't worth that much, but the city's valuable in of itself for that actual industry. SPs, yep. Attacking the 38th, not finding anything. Yeah, God, yeah. That was awful. That was really awful, actually. Once bitten, twice shy. But this is encouraging here. I mean, we really are causing some damage here with these bombardments. He can't have a lot of supply, really. I'd love to know how much supply he has. But, I mean, this... I don't know. Well, actually, I don't think it'd be really a matter of supply. I imagine it's probably a matter of guns. He probably doesn't have that many guns that can actually answer back to our own, so that's really a massive advantage. So it says we're bringing in additional heavy artillery. Can you imagine the amount of the amount of casualties we can cause there? And it's not a lot considering there's like 200-odd thousand of them, but it is indicative. Okay. Yeah, the fact we're destroying squads is very good news. Makes on Gucci? Makes on Grouchy? Huh? Okay. Let's take a look at the numbers. Yes, so you can see here only 3,865 defended, which is interesting. If we see similar numbers next time, we might be able to break them. So we had 110 there, which is actually pretty good. We've reduced the fortification to 0, so I don't know whether he can actually repair that. We'll see. Preparation, experience. So we don't gain any pluses. We're going to have less next turn because obviously going to rest a unit, but we've got to rest a unit, so we can't really burn them out. We'll see. Okay. Now, we didn't actually see a submarine interception over here as well, which is unfortunate. Looks like they have managed to slip by us. I can imagine that's probably the weather. Or it might be just that the actual Jake was resting. Oh yeah, the weather isn't exactly great over there. And we detected. We aren't. So that's good. Undetected. So we'll have other chances. But we know there's a force moving to the north there. Question is, do we follow it? I can follow it with the actual float plane, perhaps. But then again, we are going to move in towards Pearl Harbor and a lot of potential ASW. We know he has a submarine out here. She's actually docked up, so yeah, he's, is a little bit worrying there. Still doing good over here. Unloading still. Yep. So once she's finished unloading there, we'll move her back over here to pick up more of the actual headquarters. What I'm doing here is actually moving the 24th Air Flotilla. How many are here? 948 at the moment. How many remain over here? Is that it? Is that the entire headquarters? You know what? I actually thought that would take a lot longer. Oh yeah, there's still some men aboard here. Oh, 336. Well, that's fantastic. So we've been able to move them all in one go. So that's actually fantastic, to be fair. Quite happy about that. Imagine the... yeah, that'd be great. Welcome back, Kev. Keep in mind, adjusted defense at the Mare dropped to 70 this turn from 91. You cannot cook without breaking a few eggs. We lost, what, 3 VP? Well, this is it, really, isn't it? I mean, he's going to be happy about the vehicle losses, but the vehicle losses are probably going to be from the fact that they're breaking down to a degree. The Kitabatai is undetected, but he'll know that she's in the area due to the fact that we did use our planes against these submarines over here. Right. I may even have those patrol boats while they are here actually going to Tulagi. Considering they'd be able to arrive very quickly. Might as probably well. Well, this is it. I mean, once we do take the base, we are going to be resting them. Right, I need to get some supply into Tulagi. I shoot a wasp. Yeah, I wish it wasn't the USS Wasp. Not looking forward to when we have to acknowledge that. Okay, good. The AKE and the Oiler are moving out over here. That's very good. Did we manage to get any detection? I must have had some sort of reconnaissance over here. It's not exactly great reconnaissance. Is the weather bad over this area? Yeah, it's not cracking over here. I see you there, Infinite. Have a good one, my friend. Yeah, so the weather isn't cracking over here. But we have managed to get some idea of that, about the force composition. 3 units over there. 1 unit supposedly there, 2 units there. I do wonder if the amount of units present is correct. I mean, that'd be interesting. Ideally, in terms of commerce, we are able to build up the amount of air power that we do have here. Well, aviation and air power. And we might get more accurate numbers. I'll have to remember to take a look at that. Okay, Kandari. There's 9 aviation support here. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, 5... Interesting. I wonder where that... interesting, okay. Well, anyway, it's saying that there's some aviation support there, so that is all I need. Yeah, one of them's in maintenance, 2 still damaged, but this is fantastic. I mean, these guys got a lot of fatigue, but the good news is now they'll be able to run combat patrol over here. Ah, looks like I had them set to escort. Right, okay. I think we might have forgot to do some things. Okay, we'll go with 60-40 over the base at Kandari. Kandari's complained about lack of supply. There's 391 here at the moment. I was hoping that they would have unloaded sooner, but then again, they probably only just arrived here. So there is about 3,136 tons of supply here. Just over 1,000 troops and 108 pieces of equipment aboard. So I was hoping that we'd be able to move out a little bit sooner, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Alright. How many fighters the Mini Kitabatai got damaged? Let's have a look. I'm a little bit confused there, Paul, but that's cool. Yeah, the good news is that all our forces are here now. Yeah, fuel's running a little bit low there. Still got 2 in reserve there. Yeah, 7 of these claws were messed up. I might have the claws disembarked, but then again I need them. Yeah, I mean this is it, we are getting closer to running the Dutch out of here. And we do need to step down this. I can imagine the fatigue's having a big impact on the actual plane's performance. I mean, they don't have a huge amount, but it's going to quickly catch up with us. So what we'll do then is we'll set this I don't imagine the altitude is helping them too much, but then again, it's one of these, isn't it? So, AL, all the A5M4s in this task force. Need another pilot over here. Okay, release the most experienced. There we go. Now go 9-9. Fatigue's up there as well for these aircraft. But we need them. I could reduce the amount of combat air patrol, but I still don't know where his actual carrier force is, which is worrying. Okay, we are now starting to attack his aircraft. Well, his ship's over here. Still 50 fighters there. 2 auxiliary over here. The airfield's still damaged, actually, which is very good news. Shows that he doesn't have a huge amount of engineers there, so he's not using it as much as he could be. Cebu's obviously still an issue. I'm gonna have to start bombing Cebu. I don't think the world's first aircraft carrier was meant to fire a wall. Okay, yep, they're moving towards Shanghai to go pick up those troops, the 21st Division. Unloading the division over here. Still 8,785 men aboard, so it's going to take a little while to unload. Right, there we go. So the fast transports are setting out now. Oops, I accidentally sent them to cruise speed. That's fine. The great news is the fact that we've actually got the AS over here now. So what I'll do then is I'm going to disband her. Into port you go, my friend. Yeah, they've been talking about the Hermes. Or the pain me's. Pain me's. Infliction of the pain. I mean, this is it. I need these zeros. Potentially 4. Well, this is it. I'll see how many are going to be needed over for the Kitapatai. How many are going to be needed in Malaya? I mean, I think I'll potentially have the rest go to upgrade the A5M4s, perhaps. They still have uses. It's one of these things, they still have a use. They're not great, but they still have that role to play. It's not a big role, admittedly, but still there. Okay. Indeed, training intensifies. Right, so he's moved forces over here then. We did previously see there was like 20... was it 22? Bombers over there. There's now supposedly 5. What's that reconnaissance? 9 out of 10, so that's pretty good. There's only 3,000 troops here, supposedly. 4 out of 5 there. So it's shown me about 500, but I reckon it's probably double that, perhaps? I can't remember. I can't recall this. I'm not gonna lie. Can't recall it. I'm gonna have to have it replaced to see if why we are gonna be in a bad situation. But that's good news. We have got a lot of supply. I gotta forget about that. Okay, so they're moving in there. We were flying in supply as well here now, so you can see supply is going up a little bit, which is good news. Any additional supply is worthwhile. All comes in handy. All comes in handy. So it looks like he's actually sending his forces that did survive Kandari towards the base of the north. Was that Kalaka? Fair enough. Not a big deal. We'll hunt them down later on. Do I need a garrison here? I do not. I could have the weakest detachment go out and grab them, but we'll see. What are they looking like here? 14, 11, 9. So what we're going to do then is we do need to wait for additional supply. I could get them loaded, but I do want to get supply here. Once I can get some supply into the actual units, we'll start loading up, and then we'll make a break for Kopang. We're going to need Kopang, we'll need Makassar. Well, Makassar. Swear to God, every time I say Makassar, it makes me feel, I feel like I'm going to break out into some sort of like Shakira song, like Shakira. Okay, let's see. How's if I look at the enemies? There's a lot of submarines over here. Jeez. 2, 4. Jeez, moving northwest. I wonder, has he picked up on them? Yep, submarine tend to be arriving here shortly as well. Oh, it's all coming together. There we go. So next turn, yeah, this is great. I mean, they were looking to get by here. So we'll be moving in there, just over 1,000 men with quite a lot of equipment there to Panamashiro, Jima, Panamashiro. And we're at 97% over here, so we do need supply. They're kind of 4,000, just shy of 5,000 tons there. Yeah, they're more than likely hunting for the oil. The good news is there's only the destroyers and motor gunboats out here at the moment. Puns, wonderful puns. I'm gonna go have these bad boys re-base over here, actually. There's a lot of fuel over there at Tarohara, so we'll have them go over that way. They are good. They're sub-chasers at the end of the day, so they're very good. Yep, this is great. Once we get them in over here, then we don't need to worry about these submarines. We'll go back and around. And yeah, that'll be awesome. We'll be able to get the H6K Falls based out there. We'll have a much better idea if anything is indeed on its way to Japan. Seventh Base Force. Yeah, all the big equipment's been moved over. It's just the other elements now. So naval support and support. But having additional support over here is very good. I mean, it might be that we move this base force over here to Panamashiro Jima, potentially so, but we'll see. And that base force could be potentially used for the Aleutians. The USN subs, that, yeah, pretty much. Well, and the thing is, it's like 60% of the actual merchant ships that were lost by Japan were lost to submarine operations. So that is a big number. I think it's something around 60% to subs. I think 1% were lost to surface engagements, 5% to mines, and then I think the remaining percentage must have been from the air then of some nature. Hudson Pacific. Right. That's all I see from him at the moment. So when did we pick up all the actual... San Diego, wasn't it? Yeah, he'll be up to something over there. I will be sending submarines out here again in the future. Oh, these are destroyers, so they've not yet set off. Okay. I was thinking like one of these forces out here. You're unloading, so the 11th Air Fleet has made it in, and supply has made it in, which is excellent. Very, very good there. 2,802 tons, 4,500 units of fuel now, so we've actually got fuel in here as well. It's a rare thing to say. Okay. Carrying there. 14,000 tons of supply, that's a hell of a lot of supply. The division, I mean, that'll be a lot of supply, that'll last us a long while, actually. 56th Division has 88 troops remaining. Yeah, so it looks like they'll be moving out next turn then, which is excellent. 14 points of preparation for Port Moresby, which is good news. Very happy about that. And we should have some forces that will be ready to begin to land over here in the Dutch New Guinea. Northeast New Guinea as well. So Hollandia sees a couple of these bases over here, that'll be very handy. APD's moving in over there, carrying the 9th. Yeah, so they're carrying Yeah, they've got the most big part of it. You're heading back to go bring supply, but then again, considering the fact that there is supply coming in over here, is it really worthwhile? But then again, it's not a bad idea just to have it. So yeah, it's interesting to see that there are submarines in this area that we're not actually aware of. Like, our intelligence here at the moment is actually pretty bad. I'm going to assume that is actually due down to the weather. Yeah, weather's bad in this area. Not the greatest weather. It's going to be a gambit running over here through Osthaven, but I've got to get submarines through there. Okay. I mean, the good news is it's like we can actually reorganize here to a very large degree, which is very useful. I do need to turn down the numbers over here so that they are just burning themselves out. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to manage therefore. Like, we'll not be able to transfer a lot of supply per day, but we'll be able to move supply. Imagine it as basically horses, donkeys, well, probably donkeys. That sort of stuff, really. I mean, there's obviously an engineer regiment, so use your imagination on that one. But supplies will be moving out over here. They'll not move at a great rate, but it'll be enough just to get supply trickling in anyway. I mean, I suppose you could think of it as like they're cutting trails through here. Okay, well these forces are still resting, which is fine. Actually, does he have any reconnaissance over here? Yep, he's got reconnaissance over the base then, so he's going to be aware of the fact that we do have air power in over here. He's going to be aware of the fact that we've got the military, well, the warships over here as well. So the question comes down to how do we wish to actually move on from this point. Kendari actually does have a combat air patrol, so she can look after herself. Obviously, there's the surface ships there. So the largest aspect of the threat here against Kendari has really passed for the moment. Hey, doing there, Jack Tank? It's been watching both sides of this from different perspectives. Yeah, this is it, really. I mean, I wish I could do the same. Like, I'd love, you know what I mean? It'd be so interesting to know. Just because it's like, it's all these things that, like, I imagine he'll be thinking, and then, like, what he might imagine I'm thinking. So I look forward to the day that I might be able to watch it in turn. Apologies as well, I seem to have developed a sudden bit of cold here. You could prepare some transport planes to drop supplies. I mean, we did have some moving supplies in over there, but we do have a lot of supply moving via ship. The issue is it's like they are moving at their absolute maximum range, so they are going to be just dropping out of the sky. And let's take a look. Lost one of them, yeah. Fatigue's ramped up there massively. They have to be stood down. They need to rest. There's a lot of fatigue. Well, this is it, Kevin. It's like, as long as you don't obviously give out any information, then that's fine. You can watch both sides, just obviously don't tell me what's going on. It's like one of these things of, like, I think we'll be looking to encourage more so in the future is, if you're going to give information sort of thing, like, make sure it's information that we can see in the campaign, you know what I mean? Like, stuff that, like, for example, over here, like, we can discuss this unit because we know about this unit, but, for example, if somebody wants to say, like, what was in that unit, it's one of these where it's no good. Airdrop supplies to Pod Mobile wants the division of that. Well, the thing is, we're going to have a lot of supplies. It would be nice. It'd be some additional supply there. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on with that. We've got over 10,000 tons of supply that's going to be moving into Buna. So even if it's a trickle of the rates of transfers, it's still not too bad. Yeah, exactly. No, Caledonia's still holding out. Numair still holding out. They'll eventually crack. I kind of resigned myself to the fact that it probably wasn't going to fall this turn. It's the sheer amount of disabled men but still fighting, that's the issue there. He's got no AV, like absolutely no AV, like he couldn't fight a single battle. But it's the fact that he's on the defensive and that's the issue there. Changshava. Yeah, okay. So this is Nomia. I think it's Nomaya. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, so you can see, for example, that he's only got a 14 AV while we still have 250. It's just the fact that his men are still fighting. Like, I doubt he has that many men that are actually combat effective. It'll just be the dudes that are just, like, disabled, I can imagine. Now, you see here, for example, 21 squads destroyed. He's not having many disabled because I don't imagine he has many left. I reckon it's probably the non-combatants that are still, like, holding us off. This is one of these things. It's like, for example, let's say that you moved into a hex where's their headquarters. They're not just going to surrender, you know what I mean? Like, even the guys who are, like, the cooks and the, you know what I mean? The drivers, that sort of stuff, like logisticians, etc., like HQ. They're not just going to give up. They are going to take up a rifle and, like, try to fight back. It's difficult. They'll have a lot of these support elements. And they'll not be very good, but they'll still fight. Okay. Overall, good turn. Overall, good turn. As far as it goes, we haven't had anything set us back, so that's a good turn. Things are moving. Works for me. Okay, so we'll have the APDs over here, which is great. Okay, so amphibious. So they're unloading the actual road construction forces over here. Yeah, engineers and engineering vehicles. Let's see. So that's going to help the expansion of the port over here, which is going to be really nice. Give us additional capacity. We're going to need additional supply down here and additional fuel down here, but we'll be able to manage for the time being. Subchasers over there. The destroyers actually did manage to make it in here to refuel as well. I mean, they don't have a lot in the way of fuel, like RZs, but still very good. Still handy enough, aren't they? They got the... not the best depth charge, but they still got two of them, so they're still useful. Yep, unloading the 65th Brigade over here as well. Where is it? Oh, is it not yet unloaded? Oh no, has it? Ah, there we go. Yep, so a few troops are ashore at the moment. What we'll do then is we'll select them to rest. I mean, they're set for Palembang here at the moment. I don't know. I doubt they're going to be the men to move on Palembang. So we'll consider where we're going to have them planned for. I'm going to split that force up. I'm not going to have the entire brigade move out as one. It's going to be split up to take multiple little bases. But I could probably use a good whack of it against, like, Balapapan. I don't imagine it'd take much to take Balapapan. You got a new subchaser? Yep, we did. We'll take a look at that in the near future. Okay, forces still moving out over here. Yeah, moving out. They'll arrive in the near future, actually. And the cool thing about the Thai is the fact that they actually do have these Krupp mountain guns, which is awesome. Really cool. It's not a name you often see, is it, Krupp? Not too many men there. So he was bombed his last turn. I wonder if the weather wasn't good enough for him to do it again. Okay. So I've got a unit that's moving towards the north to go and garrison this base over here. Udon, Fanning, Tanny, whatever. So that's okay. Right, you're moving escorts and additional forces there to Canton. Go pick up the 38th, really. You're bringing the 3rd Air. Should be alright. Good news is then I could actually have the 3rd Air transferred down here to Johor Bahru, which would be good news, help improve our forces out there. So how are the Zeros faring? Right, 2 already, but the K-27's doing good there. It's interesting, but he didn't actually fight. We could go in for a completely overwhelming strike against him. I think that has to be done. It's going to be one of these things of like, he may stay down. He did see 67-0 sweep last turn, so I don't imagine he's going to be super eager to go against that. So I think what we have to do here then is, we have to bomb in, aren't we? Hey, doing Veggie Killer? Good to have you, my friend. Even in Burma, the Brits get to taste Krupp steel. Yeah, that's a bit of an irony there, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, we'll send them in. How you doing there, biplane? I forgive you, you use biplanes well. Yeah, exactly, it was amazing to have them actually join in there. You have the post endorsement. Thank you very much, there. JC Destroyer there, ladies and gentlemen. The Pope of... God, what did I name it now? It was like... Biplane... Follicism or something like that. I can't remember what it was now. Okay. Interesting, I haven't picked up anything here on Naval Search. It must be just stuff in this area. They're not far enough north to pick up anything moving to Rangoon. Bywing is a mess, yeah, something like that. I mean, that sounds more like a sexuality than anything else. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the Coolidge. I mean, I've not seen a big Allied transport for a while now, actually. Yeah, it's got a little bit of overload, but it's not too bad. And let's take a look. What is the actual numbers there? Yeah, the Singapore battle will be interesting. I'm gonna attempt to bring about 6 divisions to that battle on the first day. I might move the Oscars there so they can coordinate, but then again, some of these, isn't it? We'll stick with it as is. It's not too bad. Did I make any progress on expanding the airfield? We'll double check. No. The good news is these guys are resting, training as well. 100% preparation there for Singapore. Preparation is going to be really good. Ideally, by the time we arrive, we'll be actually prepared to do so. Not to actually go into there. Right, these forces are landing. Have you planned for Singapore? I think I might have those tanks actually transferred into China, perhaps. Though, then again, they'll probably be useful on Java, where there's clear terrain. There is some clear terrain in Java, so they could be very handy, actually. So I'll hold on to them, to be fair. Okay. So currently 2,000 AV here at the moment. Yeah, lots of planning there. And this is the thing, we'll have that planning advantage when our headquarters nearby, so that's going to give us a nice boost there. It'll help us out as well, which is very good. Help the men recover. We're going to law supply nearby. I mean, what we'll have to do then is, like, we'll have them cross over. There'll be one division that'll take a lot of damage, and then that'll be moved back in Johor Bahru to rest. And we'll go like that. It's going to be a pretty trying process, but it's a process that we have to do if we're going to win there. I mean, I should have been bombing it from day one, so you'll have more fortifications. We did have a big delay over here, which is unfortunate. Otherwise, we could have really caught out a lot more men, but so it is. Yeah, a lot of men there. But not a huge amount of guns, so It'll eventually crack. It'll just take a long time to do it, really. We'll have to be very methodical about it. But we're going to be moving in a lot of men. Like, there's going to be another 3 divisions I'll be sent over here. I'll look towards sending additional forces to as well. Well, we can't ignore Singapore. We're going to take Singapore. The thing is, like, once the British lose Singapore, then it really is almost impossible for the British to operate out here. They'd have to operate from India, and that's not that much of a threat. Once we do push them out of Singapore, that is basically it for the British. And obviously then we'll be moving on to the Dutch East Indies in other parts as well. I may move on to Java before the fall of Singapore. We'll have to see how things go. Depends really on our success. But a lot of assets are tied down at Singapore, so that's good news. I can imagine it's probably moved in additional assets over here, so we'll see. We're going to get the bombing up now. We have got additional bombers as well to do that with. The G3s did a good job. That was good to see. Additional bombers here. Yeah, better on escorts. I think what I'm going to do then is actually have them all fly this turn for the Ki-27s, just overwhelm with numbers, really. Yeah, so the amount, it's just a massive logistic space. It's one of these things, it's like, we need it. Right, minesweeping over there. We do have our surface task force over here now, actually. It's spotted, which is interesting. It will be rather interesting to see what he does about that. But it doesn't have assets here, so that's intriguing. I think what we're going to do then is... that does have a port, actually. That's brilliant. What we're going to do then... I could even potentially land there. It's a size 2 port there, Cushing. 1 unit there as well. What we'll probably do then... what is the terrain? Jungle, swamp, jungle. Oof, not the greatest. Let's see. Swamp over there. Level 3 port, actually. Ooh, that's quite attractive. Will you upgrade a squadron of Ki-27s to 43s this turn? Potentially so. We'll see. Still a lot to go over here as of yet. Well, the South China Sea is Japanese Lake. Why not send some forces to Sarawak and North Borneo? Well, we are sending additional supply. Like, we will be... I'm considering taking forces from over here, like the 124th more than likely. Or some other elements. He'll eventually get those goddamn fish there. Eventually. Still repairing the base over here. It'll take some time, but eventually it'll be done. A good few engineers over here, actually, at Klantan. Yeah, 24. No vehicles, but still. 24 engineer squads, not bad. Better than nothing, really. Okay. What do I have here in terms of supply? That's still 57 AV. I'll go with a deliberate attack. We will be bringing in additional forces as well, but I might go for a... yeah. We'll go for a deliberate attack. We'll see what we'll be dealing with anyway in that case. I mean, or do we bombard? That's the question. I suppose it's probably better to bombard, then at least we know what we're dealing with. We'll bombard here then. Probably better in that fashion. At least then we know what we're going to be moving into. He'll not have any forces there. Yeah, then again, I mean, we could go with a deliberate attack, but it's one of these things, it's like, if we go with a deliberate attack, I'd rather be able to actually carry out the day. I mean, it could be done. It'd probably just be base force. I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Phew. Oh, welcome back, there, Resonance. I was returning actually uploaded. That's awesome. Yeah, but it's only 3 victory points. It's nothing major. My dad even had one hooked, but something happened. It was a load of bolt. Oh dear. See you later there, Kevin. Have a good one, my friend. Give him a new commander, I reckon. Hamano. Yeah, we'll go with that bombardment. Well, we checked on the air losses, and we don't know how accurate they are, but if they are accurate, then that's actually really not bad for us. Well, at no Maya, sorry. It's... like, the thing is, it's like, we're not facing... I've heard a few comments where they say, like, oh, it's a second-rate force. It's one of these things of, like, it doesn't... It's not a second-rate force as such. It's not a crack division. But then again, there's not going to be a crack division here. Then again, I'm not sending a crack division either. They're not second-rate forces. They are what they are, really. They're still effective, and the defender's always going to be tough to dig out. So if we take a look at Nomaya, I'm going to just say Nomaya. Probably sounds about right. I mean, it's like Jungle Rough, I think. So let's see. Yeah, Jungle Rough is like 3 times defensive value. And then obviously you add on top of that forts. I mean, there's no forts now, but he's able to build these forts up pretty quickly. So it's a difficult one to deal with there. Size 3 ports over here now. Size 4 there. I think it's only size 5 that we even have to be concerned about B-17s. And I had a report of like something like 10 allied ships near Lafoa. Must be something like these ships over here or something. I don't have that much information at the moment. I was expecting... I mean, we did see some ships out here, so that's interesting. I wonder where they've gone. Right, you're heading back. Are you detected? You're not detected. Yeah, thunderstorms. Overcast. Must be the thunderstorms causing issues. Yeah, it's one of these. It's like... It's difficult to beat a defender when they're in terrain like that, unless you have very specialized forces for that, or you just have an overwhelming amount of force that you can just absolutely hit them like a sledgehammer. Like, we do have overwhelming force, which is why we are going to win. I would have hoped that their morale might have given out, but hey, I don't imagine they're in great shape. We know they're not in good shape. They've got basically no AV left. Yeah, so it's one of these, like, over here, it is jungle, I think. So it's a ×2, which isn't as bad. It's still bad, but it's not as bad. It's more so the lack of supply. I don't want to go in there and, like, run out of supply. So we'll go with a bombardment. Really, just take a look at the force there, see how tough it is. Because we do have additional reinforcements that will be on their way as well. There's a decent amount of supply coming over here as well. That's going to bring a destroying some... Importantly, some destroying minesweepers, and the patrol boats are very handy out here as well. Okay. Yeah, the APDs are moving in there. So he's aware of those guys, but that's okay. Once they move in, they move in. Yeah, moving to Kendari. I mean, Kendari is the real big one here. I'll eventually look at moving one force over there to Manado. Manadao. Manadu. I do, but do. I'll tell you what, we're going to have this patrol boat moving towards Kendari. It's going to be moving through sub-infested waters, but it's one of these things of when it might actually distract submarines. Don't have a huge amount of ammunition here, but we still have some depth charges, so if it distracts them while the APDs move through, that'll be okay. These guys moving through. Not spotted. Ah, there we go, yeah, 23rd Air Flotilla moving through here. Now, these guys are the valuable targets. Not be worried, but we'll have to just go for it, really. Gonna get them in there. Issues is no easy way to move through here. No easy way. In fairness, I think what we'll do then is you are going to be something for a sacrificial pawn. I'm going to have you patrol just this area, just by the Malakas. And we'll send them to sea. And if you can try and distract that submarine, that'd be brilliant. Not spotted, but that's a decent amount of supply as well. There we go. Right, so the good news is we do have an AKE and we do have some ASs. Well, AVs are actually moving out as well. Let's see. Yeah, there's the AVs. They're moving out. Like at the moment they're being sent to Naha. But I need to move them elsewhere. I could try to move them through the Seleucid, which would be the quickest way to get them down there, but that is a bit risky. So I think what we'll do then is we'll move them around. And move them around the Philippines and around the north, well, Luzon really. Probably have them moving towards the South Pacific, to be honest. At least I can make use of them there. Okay. And we've finally arrived over here at Bataan, so the siege of Bataan will begin. So yeah, here we go, at long last we have arrived. Good amount of engineers here. So we have decent, let's see, heavy artillery, so 15cm guns. 100mm guns. Not 10cm guns. Look at them babies, 32cm, 320mm mortars. Oof. My oh my. Yeah, and some 150s and some 90mm mortars. I mean, they're no joke. Yeah, so we just bombard the ever-living hell out of them. Oh god, no shocks. Oh no, that'd be bad. Yeah, there we go. It's only 814 AV, but it's not like it's going to be moving out anywhere, so we'll just bombard him, keep bombing him, and eventually he'll crack. I'm not going to be attacking here. We're just going to siege it. I mean, it's one of these I could have sent additional divisions, but then that would have, like, delayed everything else massively. Like, Batan's not a big deal. It'll take a little while to dig out, but that's fine. I'm not going to be attacking it. Just bombarding it until it gives in. The air power's going to keep it up against them. I'm going to prevent them from building up fortifications, really. So, let's see. Airfield, one bomb. These guys can keep up the airfield attacks. They've got multiple bombs, so they're actually better at it. Yeah, so we'll have one continuously hit the airfield, just cause damage there. And then the rest are going to be hits in the actual ground forces then. It'll take a while, but it'll be alright. Need to get these moving from Pari. Yeah, they're here to be transported elsewhere. You're here to go and clear the mines out from Bataan in the future. Right, good. The torpedo boats arrived over here as well. Yeah, I'll take a look at the ground unit schedule shortly. I'll move those troops into Davao. That armor could be useful elsewhere. Yeah, that's a question, like, where do we use this armor? More than likely Malaya, though China is interesting. Can you show the ground? Yep, okay. Other units move to Bataan. We're not sending anything in else to Bataan. It's not needed. It really isn't needed. He's not going to attack. He's not going to break out Bataan. Alright, now question is, where do these guys want to go? What's the terrain on Mindanao? Clear there, rough there. I might have them sent into Mindanao, perhaps. I think we'll have them sent to Mindanao. It's one of those that I'm trying to figure out where they'd be most useful, but I'll have them sent to Mindanao. I'll get ready to be sent to Mindanao. And at least I can make good. Kind of quite, yeah, can basically carry them all. You press 1, I believe it is. Alright, so that's all the armor there. Maybe not those guys. Right, there we go. And it's out. Yep, so you press the 1 key. So 1 brings that up. F6 brings this up where it shows you like where you can move. Like the colours actually mean things. I think it tells you over. It doesn't actually. I thought it did. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, so for example, red impassable, no naval ground unit, green ground unit movement only, blue ocean lakeside hex naval unit movement only, white both naval and ground units, purple river hexside ground unit movement only. 4, you are really overestimating Bataan. Yeah, there's a lot of troops there, but these are not going to be very effective. You've got to bear in mind, there's still 814 AV here. He still would have to go through 2 divisions. He's not going to break out. If he breaks out, I'd be absolutely amazed, but he's never going to break out. Ah, these engineers over here, they too much fire here. Yeah, but they're not IGA engineers, so not really worthwhile. They don't really serve me a purpose here, actually. I'll have them move to San Fernando. I can have them picked up and moved elsewhere. Okay. Any questions so far then, guys? How you doing there, Dutchy? Oh my god, Dutchy's been a while. How you doing there, my friend? No, turn's still ongoing. We're just going over a few things at the moment. Yeah, there's airfield engineers in Bataan. Engineering units Bataan. Yeah. Nah, nothing massive happened. Nothing massive happened. Yeah, Dumas is still standing there, unfortunately. Right, what's the progress of these divisions there? So we should potentially make a very good progress. We should potentially arrive there next turn, actually, which would be interesting. 240 guns. We would be able to defeat that force. Take a little bit of effort, but it could be done. These forces will arrive at Wankau soon. Doing good? Yeah, it's been a while. Ah, that's awesome, dude. I hope you had a good vacation. Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Be starting my diploma next month, so that's going to be interesting. I don't know what my timetable is going to be like, actually, so I'm going to have to figure that one out. It might be that I potentially do maybe like 1 to 2 videos a week or something like that. Really does depend on what my timetable is going to be like at that point there. But we'll see, we'll see. And did you delay further attacks of the rest of the troops? Well, what we did is we attacked all out last turn, because like how we're going to take this is, for example, if you take a look. So these units over here that get above this sort of numbers, we're going to rest them. The 8th Tank Regiment is still okay. I'll probably rest it next if it doesn't fall, perhaps. But the 61st Naval Guard need rest. The thing is, we're like the 8th Tank Regiment. We have lost a couple tanks, but the reason it is for that is due to the fact that they're probably breaking down. Not so much in that the enemy is defeating them. They're probably breaking down, so they'll be okay. It's like the fact that they've got the armor to resist most of the attacks, so they do generally keep a lot of their AV. Well, as obviously the infantry, well, I mean, they're not armoured, are they? So, they can't bounce a bullet, can they? Yeah, big numbers. Well, what we're doing over here, then, is that Changsha has still got our forces moving in, so you can see that's about 1,000 AV moving in. 1,178 AV there. What we will be doing then is, yeah, we're going to be deliberate attacking at, Jesus. God, no. No shock attacks. We've been burnt on that many a times. Only when we're absolutely guaranteed a victory and we want to really make it hurt. Yeah. So what we'll be doing here, additional headquarters is very useful. Brings with them that support there, which is very nice. The tanks are going to be moving towards Hengyang, actually. It's a lot of our troops in China, to be fair. It is a lot of our troops in China. It's all the divisions here that are marching out. Let's take a look. Yeah, all that heavy artillery. It looks like the engineering regiments have just arrived as well. Engineering regiments are the major component here. And to be honest, what I'll be doing here then is once we do actually take the city of Changsha, I'm more than likely going to take a few of these engineer regiments out of China and have them sent down to Malaya. Yeah, if we do win here, we will win big, to be honest, because it will be a very nice... it's one of those things that will carry on as well. Yep, all these divisions moving. So there's another 2,765 AV here. Obviously not all of it's going to be moving, but all of it's going to be moving. These forces are going to remain here as a garrison. But it's the artillery that matters as well. I've got the 280mm guns there. Additional 75s, never miss a 75. 280, yep. And 100mm. Strategic, yeah, kinda. It does disrupt them a bit, because obviously, like, they're moving around. It's the fact that, like, it takes them some time to actually unload as well. It's like, you can imagine if they unload, let's say, for example, they're sent to battle in strategic mode, it's like they don't have all of their equipment on hand as well, so they fight really badly. Not the best guys when they're, like, fighting like that. Okay. I've still got a decent amount of force over here at Loyang. These forces are just recovering for the most part. But it's still a few divisions over here in the north, like 3 divisions over here that can be used elsewhere, if needs be. How well does Japanese troops fight when they have no direct supply route to a supply base? Well, the thing is, it's like when you run out of supply, all units, regardless of nationality, fight at 1/3 effectiveness, I do believe. Which is why it's so important to, like, deprive the enemy of supplies. If we take a look over here then, so, infantry. So you can see here a 1945 US paratrooper squad there has a lot against armor. Hell of a lot against armor, actually. Let's see, anti-soft. Let's see if we can solve by Japanese. Yeah, Chinese, here we go. So, Rifle Squad 43, Rifle Squad, Reconnaissance Squad. So they, interestingly enough, they do have different squads here, like 3. So you got a Chinese squad here that has like 11. Yeah, shows you dates that are available to. 13, 18. So these guys are slightly better. These would be like the crack troops. Rifle Squad 43, 15. So, IJ infantry is 20, 22, 20 there. Motorized 21, Paras 15. You can see why HMGs are very good, like, that source of pod there is amazing. Yeah, Chinese aren't really very good. It's mostly due to the fact that you imagine it's like, the fact that China's been through the warlord period, still going through the warlord period. These civil wars, yeah, not exactly a great situation. Okay. See, like, SLF have really very good troops here. Very good troops. Like, they're better than the Chinese, but they're not massively better. Like, morale and experience makes a big difference. Obviously, leaders makes a big difference. Total equipment makes a big difference. Supply makes a big difference. Like, you can't fight in China without bringing additional supply in. How do you see which ships are currently being built, and can you influence how long it will take to build them? Yes, you can. So, ship availability. And here you go, you can actually do it this way. I'd recommend using the planner, just well, the tracker to actually plan this out, just so you can actually see how it'll affect it. So once you do it here, then that's basically it. I mean, it's interesting saying that, let's see. It's interesting, we'll see how it works in that. I mean, like, supposedly the Yunyo is going to be another, like, 44 days, but she's on accelerated construction. The tracker gives us a different date, so we'll see about that. She may yet arrive sooner. Yeah, malaria makes a big difference. Malaria, etc. Okay, ground reinforcements, ground reinforcements, ground reinforcements. There we go, ground reinforcement schedule. So when it says normal, that gives you number. It's like the amount of naval points I think it is. So let's see here, man. Days until arrival. So we'll have 18th arriving there at Tokyo, 3rd. SLF arriving at Hiroshima. Naval construction. 4th Air Division is going to be very useful actually, Changchun. In China, we do gain an influx of additional troops, so Taiping, Shanghai, infantry brigades, additional engineers, which is very good. Yeah, these guys in Tokyo. A lot of naval guard. So in 18 days, we'll have a lot of naval guard units arrive at Tokyo. Port units, very cool. Yeah, I mean that's really very good. Big unit, very handy. How many political points do we have at the moment? 890. Yeah, Naval Guards. The Naval Guards and Marines, yeah, for the most part. It's basically like the Navy had its own army and the army had its own Navy. Like, Japan was very strange. Well, you got to think of it like this way. It's like, for example, look at the guard divisions in the Soviet Union. It's like it's an honorific, really, isn't it? It's like even in the post-war period, it's like, for example, you had like guard divisions, and they had pretty much the exact same table equipment as a lot of other divisions. Sometimes you had guard divisions that had like worse table equipment than other units, but they retained the guard honorific because it is a guard. It's an honorific, really. I would think you could use your political points to transfer your bomber station in Northern China to Middle China. I mean, I'm saving the points to like transfer a division. I want to release another division from Japan. Well, a division from Japan if we can. Oh, we might be able to actually do it now. I could change it within that command, but I need it sent. Well, I need it released to Southern Army. Yeah, I'd have to have it released to Southern Army, and that's still 1755. So about halfway-ish there. Still be a while yet. I don't use the auto convoy system. I've actually never used it for. I don't really know how it works. 1749. I think you get something like 50 or 60 political points a day. Excuse me. Yeah, it's one of these things. But you imagine it's like the war's going to go on for a long time. So it'd be a bit strange if we could release divisions in a few days. I'll take a fair amount of saving. So what? I don't know. It was like something like 1750. I'll say about 1750 in total. I think it's about 50 or 60 political points per day. I don't know. Let's see. 1750 minus 890 divided by. I mean, if it's 60, it's still going to be a fair few days. If it's 60, about 2 weeks of saving. And that means using no political points. Just for the additional points there. I imagine they'd still travel down that road. So I might as well move them there when we get to that point. How's the 38th looking? Yeah, they're planning for Singapore. So I'm going to be moving the 38th Division out to China. The 21st Division will be moving out to China as well. They're attached to the Southern Army. If only Changsha was on the other side of the river. Well, this is it. It'd be difficult. It still could be taken, but it's one of these things that won't be difficult. So just reading the rules you posted up, what does it mean? No strategic bomb in China. Well, it doesn't hamstring me because it's one of these things of like, I don't want to be like strategically bombing China because I want to conquer China. You know what I mean? It'd be hurting myself, really. It stops THG really like positioning like level bombers, like, well, I don't know, like heavy bombers, and just like ruining the heavy industry and the industry in China. Kind of sours the deal for China, for Japan then. Sorry, I got a bit of a sniffles here at the moment. Okay. So no strategic move at the moment. Planning for Singapore as well, which is good news. Yeah. So 38's going to move out, 21st's going to move out. Luckily, there is some additional artillery here. Like, we should have had this already in Malaya. I don't really regret too much. It doesn't make... Yeah, I don't know. We did use it effectively to take some bases there, so at least that was something. I've learned a lot since we really did begin the game. Like, had I realised Southern Army was obviously tied and how it worked with the headquarters, then I would have had them down here already. But that's how it goes, really. Where's the rest of your unit? Johor Baru and Tumlo. Right, you're finally able to move out now. Yokozuka, second after left. Where's the rest of your unit? Johor Baru. Okay, you go to Johor Baru. Right, you, the 124th, are going to go to Kutabaru. Yeah, see, planning for Singkawang is really good then, actually. I'm going to take that infantry regiment, and we're going to use it against Borneo. Right, it's going to take them a few days to pack up and obviously move over there. But what I'm going to do then is we are going to use the heavy cruisers over here. I'll escort in an amphibious landing. We might hit at Sambas, or we might hit over here at Pontianak or something. Pontianak or something. How strong do you think Singapore's fortifications will be? I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 maybe? At worst, perhaps? I don't know. It's going to be bad. It is going to be bad. It's going to take a lot of engineers, so I think what we'll be doing is I might delay the actual transfer of a infantry division in order to actually transfer additional engineers, like independent engineers, well, Imperial Japanese Army engineers out of China to go to Malaya. So it's going to be the engineers that really make it possible, really. But it's going to be a rough ride, but it's going to be one that we'll have to fight. We're just going to fight it smart, really. Do you need to shock attack? Yeah, it's always a shock attack. Which is why we're waiting for 6 divisions. We're going to look towards 6 divisions. If I could get more, I'd get more, but we're going to get a good number of divisions, and they'll march across. And then it'll be a shock attack, which is going to hurt. It's going to really hurt. But then, as soon as that is done, that means we can actually move forces across onto Singapore, and that's when the siege begins. Like, he doesn't have a huge amount of guns here. He's got 556 guns, so he'll have a lot of good guns here, but he's not going to have a huge amount of guns. Like, for example, I've got 3,972 guns here. Oh no, actually, that's interesting. Why is it showing me that? How strange. Okay, say 3,972, but that might be taken into everything else into account. I don't fucking know. Show me 621 guns here. We'll have additional artillery coming as well. We might have something in the region of between like 1,000 to 1,200, maybe 1,300 guns in total by the time the rest of the forces arrive. I'm going to be looking for additional forces to send to Malaya as well to actually be aid in the siege there. That's a lot of forces I need to move elsewhere. Ah, so it's not the entire force there. What's the distance here? 8, 7. Yeah, the 124th is going to be railing up to Kutabaru. Like, if I press Y, you can see the rail lines there. And when we eventually get onto Java, it'll be quite fun, because obviously we'll have the benefit of the rail lines. So it'll be a lot easier once we do take a bases. We'll be able to move supply, move forces up and back very quickly, actually. Java is so known for allies, everything is static. Yeah, I can imagine. At the end of the day, they have got to hold the colony. They can't just abandon it to fight the Chinese. Sorry, the Japanese. They might get triggered. They'll probably get, there'll probably be some sort of, like, trigger for, like, when we do land and then it releases some of them, but I don't know. We'll see. So we need these forces. Let's see. There's a part of me that thinks about leaving behind the actual heavy cruisers for the most part, with the actual CVs. The reason being, they do drink a lot of fuel, actually. Is it wrong saying that, by the way, it's for all allied players, but I don't know how much you know of these things? Well, I mean, as far as it goes for that sort of stuff, like, doesn't make that much of a difference. Like, obviously don't tell me where they are, what they are, that sort of thing, but I don't think that's an issue. It ultimately doesn't make that much of a difference in the campaign, but I don't know. I don't think it's an issue. Yeah. No, I mean, this is it. It's like one of these things, like, originally we were discussing the plan just to drive onto Balapapan, but the thing is, it's like, with the Fall of Kendari, and I can imagine THG will know this as well, like, with the Fall of Kendari, that is, effectively shutting down the area. He's going to find it very difficult to move out as soon as we get, like, the air up and running. The good news is at least we have got a little bit of aviation here. I might use the 86KLs just to fly in some additional additional aviation, but we'll have aviation coming in 2 days. More or less, something like that. THG still has many CLs and CLs, CAs and CLs and die. Well, what I'm thinking about is we make a break towards this area here, towards the Timossi. It's interesting because I don't know where his forces are at the moment. I don't know where his cars are gone. The Kitibutai is over here at Kandari. I'm just trying to think how we want to use these. Oh, the real Kitibutai. So it's just with the kiddo. If I meant like the baby. Yeah, Kitibutai is over here at the moment. They're making their way back to truck. So they'll finally be able to go and undergo some R&R. How many zeros have I got in the plural at the moment? Let's see. Aircraft. So it's 47 in the in the pool at the moment. 51 A5 and 4 Claudes. Yeah, Jake Production's ramping up again, which is good news. 10 G4 and 1 Bettys, 3 H6K4s. No L3Y2s. But well. Actually, speaking of the L3Y2s, I think they're transforming to the base force over here, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Pull in unused. 1 second. Oh, this is used. Says use this one. I think used is like the amount of aircraft that you... Well, the amount you've used in total, perhaps. Yeah, no issues there. Like, we lost a lot of zeros in the first turn due to my... Ah, God, that was a big mistake there. Had to do a lot of learning. A lot of learning of this campaign. Made a lot of mistakes I would never, ever do again. How many aces and 2 zeros does the Kitibutai need to be at 100%? We'll take it. We'll take a look. You can't prioritize production of planes as such. It's like you can build more actual manufacturing capability, but you can't like specify build this plane over this plane if it's using the same engine. I'm not entirely sure like how it works in terms of like who gets the engine. I think it just kind of goes like, well, you get it this turn, you get it that turn, sort of thing. If there's not enough engines, if there's enough engines, then like it'll just produce everything it can, sort of thing. How you doing there, Nomadic Jam? Yeah, definitely. I think one of the main reasons for this series for me is really just the learning process. It's like I have become a better player since we began this. And it has been fantastic. It really is really nice to be able to see the learning process there. At the end of the day, it helps you guys out as well. I think the biggest thing as well when you're playing a game such as this, it's like the fear of failure. And it's like there's nothing wrong with that. Just because you do one thing wrong doesn't mean that's it. You can bounce back and you can fight. And I think this is the biggest test we have here, because it's like at the end of the day, I'm playing against a human opponent. There's no AI that's as good as that. There's nobody else will punish you as more than a human player. The only game that comes closest game in learning curve is Dwarf Fortress. See, I love Dwarf Fortress, I just need to give it time. I don't know. I just don't have the time for it at the moment. I mean, Command Modern Air and Naval Operations is really cool. It's like I'd like to learn to play that game, I just haven't given it any time. I'm gonna have to give it some time just to figure out how to play it again. But anyway, let's see here. So, too lazy to do some maths, I'm gonna get the calculator. Notice we can have reserves as well, like I think kind of like up to 4 aircraft in reserve, something of that nature. Right, so let's say 18. We'll look at what we have in, what we can have in total, and we'll go from so number 18. 10 there. No, I can, yeah, well, it's 18 total there. It might be 18 for each squadron to be fair, I'm wasting my time, but we'll see. So number 18. I wonder if it'll be another 18. Ooh, shock, it's 18. Ooh. The 18s are taking it. Okay. So, in total, we'd have 108 zeros. We'll work out what we have. Yeah, stockpile management is really fun. The thing that gets me with, like, Dwarf Fortress is, like, I try to do too much at first all the time, and I'm so bad for doing it. Like, I know I shouldn't be doing it, but then it's like you do the designations, and then you're like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. I wish there was, like, I don't know, it's like, what annoys me is it's like the migrations. I'm okay, and then the first migration comes, and it's like 50 dudes, I'm like, please go away. How do you replace losses? You need to be in bases where there's, like, supply, or, like, aviation support. This is a little bit convoluted. But it's basically like, you need to be at a base. Okay, let's see, 14, 10, 18, I'm not a mathematician, don't blame me, and 18. Okay, so we have 91 at the moment, and we can have 108 in total. Was it 108 that we can have in total? 18 times 6, yeah, 108. But actually not that bad. We have lost zeros, but we did take on some additional zeros. So we... not too bad, not too bad. Just need a couple more then. Let's see... I'll add those numbers up again because I forgot to do it all. Too lazy to do the maths. Right, 91, okay. Right, so we need 17 more. That's not bad actually. Yeah, the migration waves are just ridiculous. I tried to done up. I think I'll put some zeros in over here actually if I can. No replacements at the moment, obviously I'll allow them to take replacements. Probably. They're very good, actually. A little bit too good, actually. Yeah, I'll sort the H6Ks out in a moment, actually. I think I'm going to hold off on replacing them for the time being. The reason being, I'd rather see what we need at the front first, and then we'll go back. These guys I'm going to upgrade. Well, with the pilots, I'm going to take out 2 of the 80-odd pilots and put them in the training pool. I'm not going to well, they're not going to fly the A5 and 4s. But I'm going to have the actual frontline pilots get first priority of those planes. We'll see what we need. We might need more in the future, actually. Okay. You can upgrade to the B5 and 2 gates. Only 9 available there. What do we have in terms of aircraft capacity on board here? 30. Shoho is only 12 in size at the moment, so it's not the biggest squadron ever. Okay, it's only 12, so I'll go ahead and upgrade them, actually. There we go. Aces and 2 zeros. We'll go ahead and take a look at the actual train command reserve. Well, train reserve. What are you going to call it? Training command, I believe it is. Top, pilot replacements. Reserve pool. How you doing there, Blackheart? Yeah, we were just talking about Dwarf Fortress earlier on. Welcome to stream, my dude. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, training commands. We have got some 81s in here as well, actually. Well, they'll go reserve. Okay. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take pilots that are above 80. They're going to go to the training command. Oh, actually, you're fine here. You can only fly 9 planes anyway. I'll keep 1 there, so Takuda. Okay, so I've got 9 pilots here, so I need another 3. So what we'll do then, we'll go back. 80 plus pilots going to the training. It also means that we have like a core of veterans that are available to use in like desperate situations or situations where we need like the best of the best of the best, really. Okay, so pilot replacements. Yeah, see for example here the experience, like base experience. I think as far as the system goes, it's like when you lose, I think when it gets to like certain years or something like that, like the base experience of the units, of the pilots, sorry, decreases. To represent obviously the fact that obviously, well, Japan's difficult to really additional pilots in the later years. Obviously, the decline in standards. But I've been told, like, yeah, one of the good things you can do is just basically, like, have every pilot in, like, the actual reserve, and then they're not affected by that, but I'd have to ask somebody how to do that one. Okay. Transfer to training command. Okay. So you see here then, we've got 14 fighter pilots here over here, so 84, 83, 83. That's decent enough. Interestingly enough, only 2 of these guys got kills here. But I mean, look at that, 53 missions flown there. It's a lot of missions flown. Mostly Navy, a few Army pilots in there as well. Right, there we go. So only released 3 pilots. Retired? Did I? No. Are we sure? When did I do that? I don't know, I must have missed it. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to read some of the writing. Oh. A 79. I don't think I assigned a 79. I don't know. Must have missed it. I didn't mean to click on a 79 one anyway. Okay, that'll go. Yeah, so they'll go through their training. See the average experience. There we go. Like, how it works with pilot training is, for example, like, I could do better by having, like, more dudes with experience in here, but that'll do for the time being. Now, for example, the average experience here is 75. Now, ignore this number over here. That's like the old numbers. It updates after the next turn. But this is actually 75. So these guys over here at 69, 68, 68, 74, they'll gain a bonus to the training. So they'll actually train faster. There we go. I sort of need to make a decision over here. How do we proceed from here? I'm going to disband you into the port for the time being. Just make it a bit easier to see what we're doing here. Right. I guess we'll keep the what we've got here. So these are Megami class, okay. I have actually Gara over here. Some Miyoko. I think these are all Miyokos. Oh, this is what's in... Right, okay. Makuma and Megami can go in here. I've transferred out the light cruisers Sendai and Naka. I must not have been reading it, but oh well. Unfortunate. Like, sometimes it's just hard to read the writing, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we've got the CVLs in here, so Ryujo, Zuruho, Hoshu Taiyo. And Taiyo does bring the speed down, but it's worthwhile having a flat top. Okay, what I'm gonna do here then. Destroyers. At least he survived, yeah, indeed. Alright. These are the guys I need. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we've got 7 capital ships. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we'll, well, we don't have that many destroyers left, to be fair. Spookies. Otsukis. Otsuki. Ibuki. Kagura. Well, put another Kagura on here. Kamikaze. Shukaze. Oh, actually, it's a Minikaze. All the Kazis. Okay, so that takes us to 15 ships. Okay, what I can do here then. You're unloading supply at the moment. Okay, so these guys don't have any troops aboard. Speed's pretty good there, so 23 knots, 21 knots, 18 knots. Endurance is okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Obviously, they can siphon fuel from each other, really. Keep going, really. Okay. But the good news is, we have something to use here. So... the question comes down to... I think it might be worthwhile beginning to load up the 4th Division now. I mean, they do have a fair amount of fatigue. Well, not a huge amount of fatigue. It's a case of, do we have them rest an additional day? Or do we spend this day to now load them? Because I've got to get things moving. We can't really dilly-dally. I mean, the sooner I can take these bases, the better, really. It would secure me a large Port Vert airfield, which is very good. I think what we'll be doing here then is we'll be going for a similar sort of plan to what it was originally going to be. Kinda. As you can see here, we do have the mini Kitapatai. So for example, I need the Kitapatai to actually take up fuel, so what I'll probably do then is steal fuel from some of these ships out here. These guys, really. Not a huge amount of fuel there, but I don't need a huge amount of fuel. Right, so disband these guys. These guys can disband for the time being. You're quite a nice source of fuel. You can go in here. Right, there we go. Well, to be fair, we're not going anywhere. Does anybody remember what the fuel was for these ships beforehand? I should have taken a picture, to be fair, to compare it. I think it's taken the fuel from these ships that are out at sea. It says replenish from sea, test force at sea, sorry. Okay, Ryujo. 52% fuel. Still got a good amount of endurance there. You have taken off fuel. The important thing here is the fact that the destroyers are refueled. That's the thing that matters. And the reason why we're taking these destroyers is the fact that they've got really good endurance. The endurance is the main issue here. Well, main part here. I think with 2 heavy cruisers, we're probably going to be able to do fairly well there. It's decent, decent strength. Full cycle look after itself for the most part. So I think what we're going to be doing then is more than likely the Kidapatai. Obviously, they're not going to be able to move out as far as they use some operation points over here. But we are going to be looking to get an oiler down to this area anyway in the future. So that'll be good news. Okay. No, can't move out as far. So let's take a look at the actual terrain here, really figure out where we want to go. It's all deep ocean, baby. So I imagine that's an atoll. It says jungle, but I imagine it'll be treated as an atoll. Now, I think it would be deep... Sorry, no, shallow ocean here. I think bases are treated as shallow ocean. I'd have to double check somewhere, but I believe that is how it is. So it could be that we move along the coast up over here. Now let's take a look. F6. It does actually guard me from this hex and this hex. I'll see if he was to move a force, he'd move it around. But that's not a bad position. It might be worthwhile going there. Though, it is Dutch owned, I believe, so I imagine he would actually have some coast watchers there, so probably better off moving back there. Out to sea somewhat. Indeed. Move out there. The reason we're going to go ahead and do this is we need to get moving. We can't stay stagnant here. We've managed to take on some additional fuel, which is excellent. These guys are still unloading. I mean, there's still a lot of fuel in these transports I can use for the other ships. The thing is, like, once they're docked in here, they're okay. A single patrol boat here isn't well enough. It's all about getting this base set up as a logistics base in the area now. Right, you control here. Excellent, okay, awesome. It's a little bit too large. How many tons are you actually? 765 tons, yeah, so it's not exactly huge, is it? Oops. You do have depth charges, good depth charges as well, actually. It may be better to leave the Fuso out for the time being due to the fact that she, her speed would actually slow us down. Kind of want to stick to the same class. So Miyoko's. Well, what we might do then is have the other Fuso stand down as well. Yamashiro may stand down. Though saying that, let's take a look then. They do have the same guns, I believe. 45, 41 YT. 45, 41 YT. So, yeah, they do have the same range there. To be fair, they aren't going to be moving anyway back. We'll eventually send Futo back home to Japan to undergo repairs. Ideally, we may be able to send her to Singapore in the near future. That'd be nice. It might be that I send her to Singapore once Singapore actually falls, to be fair. But yeah, this is going to be the surface force over here at Kendari. That's going to obviously look after Kendari. These heavy, light cruisers can actually escort the force over to Kopang. These guys can escort the destroyers over. Well, the ships over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that's not a bad force at all, really, is it? That's going to be stationed here to guard Kendari. At the end of the day, it's not moving anywhere, so it doesn't particularly matter much. I could use these guys on fast transport, to be fair. But we'll see, we might be able to move the entire detachment. He has had a day to rest, so what more could they want? Has it been 2 days? It's been a day, hasn't it? It's been a day, I think. So we could begin to load them up now. I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of resistance at Kopang. The good news is like they're going to be landing in amphibious, so they're not going to be like too bad. I don't think there's massive guns at Kopang. The issue is it's like I need to read some more on here. I need to read a lot more about the Dutch East Indies at this time actually to know which bases have the coastal defense guns. Okay. It does make me wonder, am I better off waiting for their support, but they've got 143 support. They're not too bad. Yeah, 2,400 frontline troops, 2,100 second line troops, 39 guns. Not a huge amount of guns, but they probably would be able to take Kopang. So we'll load them up. I'm going to turn load only on. Right, load them up. So yeah, we'll get them moved out now. So that'll probably take about day, 2 days, something of that sort of nature there, really. In the meantime, obviously, they can begin to plan. The other troops can begin to rest. We have sea detachments over here. I may have them set out to chase down that Dutch force over there, actually. It's probably not a bad idea, considering that there is another size 2 port there. And it's the only thing there, so probably worthwhile. We'll have them go chase them to Kalaka. Only a few squads they need to rest. But we'll get them moving then while the iron's hot. B detachment. I mean, B detachment's going to be sent to Mikasa. Yeah, so we'll get A detachment to move on to Kopang. B detachment to move to Mikasa. C detachment to take Kalaka. Then at least once we have Kalaka, obviously that is another base there, another port there that I can actually make use of, which is very good. We're going to have like elements of the 65th take Ambon. So the APDs over here. These guys run fast transport. Oh, right, so the Kiso's arrived. Excellent. Only thing is they don't have any ASW, so it's kind of rough. Kind of rough. But we could use them to move additional engineers over there. Yeah, these guys don't have a huge amount of actual, like, endurance. But these guys are going to move in the engineers back to Japan. Well, back to Malaya. Well, to Malaya. Yeah, these guys. Yeah, so they're going to load up. I should have done that last time, but I forgot about it. So they're going to load up, then they're going to be moving around the North Luzon. And they're going to eventually move over here to Malaya. Sort them an escort out on the way over. Right, so we've got these guys over here. Right, let's see here actually. Actually, no, we're going to go with a deliberate attack. We know that it was a base force, so I think I might hit them and then we might, I don't know, we might be okay. Once the reinforcements arrive, we might be able to drive them off. But we'll hit them with a deliberate attack and then see how we get on, actually. I've got to be proactive. Because if I can destroy the force at Manado, or force its retreat or something like that, then I could get some engineers in there, make use of that as an airfield. Like, sooner rather than later. It's a case of, like, juggling everything, really, here. Right, heavy cruisers arriving here shortly. The Takao class, the heavy cruiser. Another 2 light cruisers over here as well, Nagara class. They're going to be headed into port, so I'm going to get them refueled. I think what we might do here then is potentially have like the light cruisers and heavy cruisers run a fast transport mission to actually move additional assets down here to Kandari. If I can get like a base force there, then we're going to be really set up solid. But the more logistical elements I can get down here, the better, because I don't need it over here over Baldoir. I'd rather the 65th be on board the APDs. So they're going to unload, so let's see. Gives me another 2 APDs, PBs over here. Just disband you for the time being. They really don't have that much in the way of range. Let's see, could they make it to Kendari? It'd use a lot of their endurance. Could be worthwhile, though, just to get them in there. Then again, might as well keep them here as escorts, really. Because obviously they'll be headed down that way anyway. Right, these are really good range there. And in fact, I'm going to have them sent to Truck. They're going to go ahead and join the Kitapatai. We need to get, like, all the... we really need to overhaul the Kitapatai. The Kitapatai basically work on having the best destroyers in there. So that means, like, the long-range destroyers. So that'll make a massive difference. The longer that we can spend out at sea without having to head back to refuel is better. Definitely works for us. So yeah, we'll have him sent out there. I could have him travel alongside the baby Kitapatai, but the thing is, it's like, well, we know which one needs more protection, really. You don't have fuel in Kandari, so... Well, the thing is, it's like the fuel is there, it's just on board ships. It's like, the thing is, it's like, I don't need to move all these ships here. Well, like, prioritize things. It's like, obviously, additional ships have been moving in here, so additional fuel will be moving in here. Like, patrol boats and stuff like that. We've got, obviously, these ships over here. What's the speed here, actually? 12. I tell you what, then. We'll merge these guys. It'll slightly slow us down, but it'll be worthwhile, because that means there's another target in there, and another patrol boat as well, which is not too bad, actually. But as well, it is another cargo ship that I can actually steal fuel from, so that's fine. It's like, until we can actually get an oil in down there, then this is how we're going to refuel. It's almost like vampiric, really, but it's the only choice I have. Beyond that, well, we don't really have much choice. An oiler will be eventually sent down here, but at the moment the waters are very hot. Okay. Right. Hakazi and Takazi. They work well as escorts. I think what we'll do then is I'll have them move, because this is a very important unit, really. That's a very important unit, after all. So they'll move in there to escort the actual air HQ. I've got another, well, 2 destroyers over there. More destroyers over here, actually. Yeah, they're coming in here to Baldoir. So I'm going to have more in the way of transports, but these guys are quite viable, so I'd have to really choose where they go. But I'm going to unload the supply over here at Baldoir to keep us going. To be honest, it's like I could have that. I was originally intended to have the 5th Air Division actually transferred to the South Pacific. But let's take a look. So... the 11th Air Fleet is over here at Rabal. There we go. If it makes any difference, it might, but worthwhile. Yeah, as far as it goes, like at the moment I actually can't, yeah, so transfer that over there. So I think that does need to go to truck, actually. Yeah. I need the ability to launch torpedoes from truck at the moment. Like, I don't need it at Bamaldoir because obviously we'll have it down here at Kandari. So that's not an issue. It would be nice to have a second one there, but I think that'd be entirely too much. Like, it would really deprive me of the fact I've been able to launch torpedoes over that way. But we'll have to go with that. So at the moment I'm just waiting for these guys to actually get all loaded up. So I've got a couple over here. They're carrying some cargo, actually. Oh no, they have that cargo capacity, actually, so these are Ansuyus. This is an army headquarters. Corps headquarters. I can't remember what the actual ranges are, to be fair. Let me see. See if I can find the manual. 2 seconds, guys. Righto. So what I need to figure out, Ben, is the actual command range. Right, headquarters. Will that actually tell me? Sometimes it's like, says it's on this page, but it doesn't give you the entire, well, the whole information about 177, I think it is. Okay. So, core commands. Helps with ground combat. Ground units in range can gain up to a 10% bonus to their AV over attack and defending. I don't know if it stacks. Does it stack? Yeah, I don't know what the range is of the actual headquarters. If a friendly base is in a Hexaway Command HQ, the base will attempt to stockpile 25,000 extra supplies. This is in addition to whatever supplies would normally try to move to the base to meet current expected supply needs of the forces in the Hexaway additional supply. Okay. It's got to tell us somewhere. Sorry about this, guys. We're trying to figure out what the actual range is. I think it's like, it's either 1 or more. It's a worthwhile unit to move over there, just because at the end of the day, like, it's doing no good over here. Let's see, it's in the index. Yeah, I might just have to ask somebody about this one at a later date. Try and figure out where it is actually in the manual. Like, they do have a certain range. Like, it does differ for, like, the different levels of command. Like, I think a army command has, like, 16 hexes or something like that. Hey, do that, shy. Do you think Grigsby reads the fitness reports of hundreds of Japanese leaders in order to determine the leadership and inspiration? He doesn't only read them. He knows their blood type. Oh dear. Okay, so I think what we'll do here then is we will get the 16th Army moving over there. How big is it? 3,120 troops, so it's a decent amount of troops there. Is it worth moving? We might decide that one next time, to be fair. I think it probably is worth moving. It would help us out in establishing a proper base there, so it would mean that the troops that are there are going to do a lot better. Makes you wonder. Could even be potentially used elsewhere. I mean, the headquarters down in New Caledonia would have been very good. But ultimately it'll come in handy against, like, Java. So that's really a big point there to take into consideration. Is there anything else that would be worth moving over there? I That's the engineers. We do have enough engineers of moving down there. Obviously, already on board ships. So I think I'll begin to move the 16th Army. To be fair, it's only a small amount of cargo load there, so it's not going to break the bank. Right, begin to load up elements of the 16th Army. Yeah, kind of about 400 men, so it's going to take a while to get them over there. But it speeds this up, so I can probably take some other transports and have them begin to move the 16th Army as well. Fuji and Hagi moving in. Yeah, and the fact that, let's see, they're over here, aren't they? Yeah, they're kind of a good amount of supply. It's the fact they've got the 23rd Air Flotilla on here. Like, they don't have much in the way of engineers, but the thing is the base is undamaged for the most part, and I've got some engineers here to repair any small damage. But yeah, it's all that aviation support, van support in general, which is very good. Torpedo ordnance, very useful. So there we go. But I think this is when we're going to call the stream to an end here for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's always a good one. We've got a lot going here. Ultimately, a good turn. Not quite a hugely exciting turn, but still, we have a lot going on here. Probably one more stream, and then we'll probably be done with this, really. As per usual. Still quite a few things to go over, but not take too long. Second stream, probably finish it. So until next time, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this. And if you have enjoyed this, please do consider becoming a patron of mine. Really does help me out. And I do have new Patreon rewards as well, so I'll go over that and discuss it with you guys here in just a moment. But it is definitely worthwhile backing me on Patreon. You do get a reward, obviously it depends on what tier you back at. But at the end of the day, it's like, it is significantly better than anything else. So let's see. Yeah, here we go with the new tiers. So let's see here. So at the moment, these are the tiers obviously where I'm gonna be working on trying to get models for these guys. I can't seem to find a supply for these sort of aircraft models at the moment. But I do have at the moment the Japanese available. So obviously for $12, this would be a one-off purchase. Or obviously if you want to do it multiple times, you can get multiple models. Obviously you just have to let me know. But yeah, for $12, you guys would get a 10mm Type 4. There's a few of them available at the moment. I've only got the Japanese at the moment, but I can easily put British, German, Soviets up over here. But this is really, it's something for you guys. So obviously if you guys want to support myself on the channel, you can do so by becoming a backer. And at least like this way, you do actually get something for it, which is kind of cool. So yep, there we go, the Titan 95 is available as well. But of course we do have the Haruna prints available. I'm going to get a few more Haruna prints made in the future. Well, not Haruna prints, but a new print design in the future as well. So yep, if you do want to support the channel, this is definitely the best way to do it. So, until next time, thank you for watching, guys. Gonna leave a link in here, and over and out. Thank you and goodbye, guys. Have a beautiful evening, and an even better day.